my beautiful stars, reading time. We are doing a no contact. Is it really over? You versus them. Past, present, future perspective of you both. So this is going to be a long reading. Grab a snack. But first, let's just start with the main collective. Make sure this is your energy, what your focus is. All right. Main collective, no contact. Is it really over? Okay. You've really had to do healing here. So with Dark Night of the Soul, first two cards. So clearly this connection for the right collective has made you go through some form of self-discovery. Courage, but you're seeing this person as wounded masculine. But even you, if you've had to go through your shadow, your dark night of the soul, you've been focusing on healing. I always say that wounded masculine, quite a hot-tempered energy, can be quite claiming, possessive, argumentative, can come off, again, very needy, smothering. So again, you don't need to be a male to embody this energy. We all have that yin and yang internally, and to go through this journey, it's to get out of that wounded energy into your divine energy. So yes, you could be reflecting on this person's tendencies, but I think for you as a collective, this really made you go into deep reflection, and maybe your patterns in love, or the way you approach love, or even just family members, friendships, just people that are in your life. I think you've had to work on your determination, your perseverance, your persistence, your courage to go through this journey. It's not easy. It takes a long time, and it's a lot of lessons, and it's a lot of overwhelm. We tend to go into, a spiritual isolation. When you guys first activate, you come off manic. People don't understand. They put you in the crazy basket. Like, it's not an easy journey. And yes, you could have hopes. Let's go externally. It is a no contact, that you really hope this person's going through some form of shadow work. They're going through healing. They're working on their courage and determination and persistence in life, that they're reflecting on, certain behavioral traits that they embody. But for you to have that hopes as a collective, you clearly have done it yourself, and I thought, are my eyeballs on? No. Or you're continuing to do it. I always say, my belief, delving into this path, it's a forever journey. It's not just one day you're going to wake up and be kumbaya. That's not how it works. It's learning how to feel the triggers, feel the emotion, feel the impulse, but teach yourself, you will overcome this, you will ride the wave of this. I always say it, life doesn't get easier, we get better. We learn how to deal with life properly. But right now you have temptation. Again, I'm being called to do, I always say these are clarity readings, which means the right collective, there is some form of temptation in your mind right now. But also going through these things, learning mental discipline, learning willpower, learning how to say no to yourself, and also how to say yes to yourself for the things that do make you better. But right now, this no contact period, you really could be getting tested with your impulse and that magnetic desire to reach out or to look at profiles. Or I always say, just because you may not be physically chasing anymore, the emotional, the energetical chasing, checking profiles, checking this, checking that, constantly thinking about them, that's energetical chasing, especially if you believe this person is connected to your soul in some form of way. Do they know, this person's energetically chasing me? No, but their energy, especially they can feel you around them, if they know it or not, by doing that. So this collective, and there's a reason I'm delving into the energetic chasing and physical chasing. Maybe you're becoming quite aware about this. So when you do have that temptation to lurk or pick up your phone or give in to that magnetic desire, I feel this collective, you're taking a moment to pull yourself up. Don't make it fit. Healing. Okay, so friendships. So maybe you're getting lessons through friendships right now as well. This is your main focus. So clearly this right collective, you don't just have a main focus on this, which is beautiful, but you're getting lessons. Remember, we deviated with this. You don't just get lessons in love about this energy, the way you communicate with friends, family. You could be in a repair season with a friendship, or you could be going through because we also said the spiritual isolation. Maybe you're realizing there's certain friendships that in this chapter of your journey, they're not aligning with you, which is okay. I always say spiritual isolation is needed, especially when you're going through, I don't want to call it manic, but when you're going through that acceleration of the mind and finally seeing the universe for the first time, there's a reason they isolate you. There's a reason they put you in your magical bubble. But personally, I just, and I always say this, spiritual isolation shouldn't really last. Then about 6 to 8 months, when it becomes a habit to close yourself off from the world and just be completely isolated in your bubble, you're missing valuable lessons. I do think it's necessary at the start to kind of protect and nurture yourself through that hermit's journey, but you don't want to get to a point where you become really, anxious when you're out socially, or you're always wanting to get home, or it's a borderline of kind of really falling into that hyper independence, thinking you can do everything by yourself. You don't need anyone around you anymore. You have to watch that. There's a reason this is coming through for this collective. But one thing I do think this collective, maybe there's an old friendship that's maybe returned, or I think you're healing certain bonds with people right now, okay? And let's take it to your focus on this person. Maybe you hope that they're healing through certain friendships. Maybe you have an outlook that maybe some of the company that this person keeps may not be for their best interest. I want one more for that. I'm hearing a few things for that row. Okay, so again, reuniting with a friendship. I think that's a very valid detail for this collective. Someone's either come back in your life from, I'm seeing that Six of Cups, it could have been a childhood friend, or someone's just popped up in your life recent, or this could be a detail that comes like just after or as you're watching this reading to confirm as a detail as well. I'm hearing there's definitely something about reuniting with someone here for the right collective, but also the deviation about this person, it also confirms maybe you think there are some friendships here, unfortunately, that have put your person's journey on pause, or is putting some form of block here between you and them reuniting as well. All right, Dark Night of the Soul. Or, sorry, one more. This first row is important. It should tie the right collective to this reading. You could have recently been thinking about a friend you want to heal a bond with, and you're on the fence if you should. It could be part of a no contact situation in your life. Dark Night of the Soul. Right person, wrong time. This is good. It's a good outlook. I think you're starting to accept the situation. For you to be, this was clearly painful to accept for the right collective. For this to really activate a layer of your shadow, having belief that this is the right person but wrong time, it would be hard for you to believe in this. A lot of your trauma and abandonment issues and worthiness issues really activate in you when you have this outlook, right person, wrong time. It's hard for you to believe it. But again, I think you're trying to be stronger than your mind. Again, we're doing a no contact. Is it really over? So this, you would have a huge question mark when it comes to this, and truly reaffirming in your mind that we were clearly broken mirror, probably very, very triggering. But again, this isn't easy for you to have belief in. You get anxiety, but it's a trauma response for you. So there is something in your shadow that unfortunately makes you lack your confidence. A lot of self-doubt comes when there could be a lot of time here as well. Maybe you're one of my collectives, your separation is actually longer than your actual time that you guys were together, or this could be one of the longest no contact periods you've had. It's a reason this is coming to my mind right now as you're watching this. You try and believe in this, but it is hard. It activates something that you do need to heal. So every time there's an uncertainty, see the emotion outside of the box. Why does this create so much doubt in me? What is it about my trauma response? What is it about something within me that needs to heal that I can't have faith in this? Okay. Courage. I think you're finding your... why do I want to get you an animal card? I want to get you an animal card quickly. I feel this collective... These are pretty heavy cards, but they're very... Like, this is very self-focused. I kind of like it. Yes, they're a thought, but I think there's a lot of internal thought right now, which normally when I do a no contact, it's very them focused. It's the apology, the communication. This is deeper. This is nice. Oh, you're a crow. So this is why you would have a hard time, but because you're magical, you got a creative's mind, you're an overthinker. You're you don't trust your deep instincts and intuition. You're magic. Crows could be a detail, a sign you've allocated as confirmation as well. You could see a crow as you're watching this. Or you've noticed an eerie amount of crows around you of recent. I'm actually seeing someone like take a moment thinking, why am I seeing so many crows? But this beautiful, magical bird is very watchful, all-seeing. And understands the power of his magic. I want to read that to you. It's such a special card. You'd be a little witchy poo. Air sign could be important for you as well. I think the owl's very relevant for you. I'm hearing too. Spiritually strong. 100%. And this is underneath. Look at that. The courage. The lion. The reason I wanted to get this as we got to that. Remember your strength. Can I tell you something? Whoever gets activated to any form of awakening, to any form of self-discovering, you can do it. You have that blood of fire and steel. You have perseverance in your blood. No matter how hard it is, you guys always overcome the obstacles. You always find the lesson, even if it's not in the moment. You get stronger and stronger as the days, the weeks, the months, even the years go on. So, very nice. I'm feeling like I'm getting teary saying that. Spiritually strong creative's mind. Watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow's personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. This collective, you just clearly sometimes have a hard time believing in it. When it comes to your timeline, I think you believe in it in other areas of your life or things that you aren't emotionally attached to. But when it comes to you and what you've envisioned in your 4D mind, there's a bit of disbelief that can come over you. And again, clearly it's just something you are getting through with a layer of your shadow. It's not... There's a reason you can have disbelief in beautiful things that will come for you eventually, but that's something you need to overcome. And I always say to have a creative's mind, if you're not releasing that creativity on, your path, or just, it doesn't even need to be path, but even as a hobby or whatever it is, insufferable to be around, because your mind just doesn't miss anything. That extra beautiful, powerful, creative energy needs to be put out in certain avenues to center you. The unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities, past, present, future. You've seen your future, but you haven't achieved what you've seen in your 4D mind. So because it's not tangible, sometimes you lose belief in that unicorn energy. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. Okay. And where are we up to? Past, present, future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear, not overthinking. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends. So maybe this has been a thought pattern as well. You've got the crow here. Do I change my eating habits right now? Do I have a better fitness regime? Do I reunite with some friends? Maybe you're sick of being a lone wolf. Maybe you're wanting, more people around you right now. This is aligning with this. Don't make it fit. And regular self-study, self-evolution, which you're going through right now. When in balance, psychic, strong, and clear. Clear vision. Sorry, important email. That could be a sign. You could have just got an important email or something to do with emails. But when out of balance, extremely hypersensitive and ungrounded. This crow ties into everything you're focusing on right now. Oh gosh, and the lunar tiger. You're mysterious. Powerful feminine energy you have. So fire and air could be relevant signs for you as well. The lunar force eases in the darkness, feminine energy. The tiger hunts all night. You could be a night owl too. Or maybe your sleeping routine's shifting. I heard that for a reason as well. At one with silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, the things you cannot see. To allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal your spirit. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, midnight magic. And the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening underneath our moonlight, as long as it's not well, I think rain's beautiful, but it's been storming here like crazy. And the gales of winds of change. Spend some time in the silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm with a nice little herbal tea. Or if you made some beautiful moon water the other night underneath that beautiful blood moon, sip it down. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. This is very good. And that's what I felt with this. Even though we're doing a no contact, it's a lot of self-focus here, which I think really beautiful for this collective. Let's get you one more. You remind me of someone like you would have so much power in your dark feminine, very seductive. Again, the word mysterious. I think you might think you're an open book. I think the people around you would have a very hard time reading you. I'm seeing my Queen of Wands in my mind. You would have a very seductive, hypnotic presence. I actually want to get you a goddess card. I haven't used them in ages. I'm going to get... This reading feels like it's taking a bit of a turn. Cosmic Egg, the final step. That's good. Oh my God, you got the Egg of Truth, so you have very wise words. You speak a lot of truth that would stop people in their tracks. And the bear, you're coming out of winter's hibernation. When the bear awakes, it's time to hunt. So you would have felt like you've been on this slingshot, just being held back, no change, no excitement, same day in, day out. You've been hibernating. You've been going through your spiritual winter's hibernation. You've been growing. Do you know that completely? No. Do I think the right collective, you can feel some form of shift internally? Yes, if they're about to awaken you into spring season, you're coming into a rebirth. You're coming into harvest season. You've been in slumber. You've developed. So going over what I said before about when we go into isolation at the start of any form of rebirth, activation, whatever it is. Okay, deviation for a reason, just with these two. I always say, as spiritualists, spiritual beings, divine beings, you guys are 5% of our population, right? So we have the 85%, which you guys broke free from, the 85% that's been programmed belief system, society, from age of 3 or 4, when we start to build our shadow. So from our environment, our parents, the people we trust, the family cycles, what they learnt from their family, and this is why cycles repeat throughout generations, that gets imprinted on you. The schooling system, the hierarchy, the government, everything that the world is taught to believe, right? This is what starts to conform to you guys at 3-4 years old, like the rest of the population. People that activate, people that finally tap in to their healing, their self-discovery journey, right? It's to break free from the mold. It's to break free from what's been imprinted in us from such a young age that we get to whatever age we are, we don't even realize we're conformed to this belief system, because it's been a progressive journey of armor that's been accumulated on us, right? So trauma, response, all of this stuff from 3-4 years old. Now, the reason you guys have to go through isolate, very manic, very all over the place, signs, synchronicities, is that to people in the 85%, literally tutu. You guys are crazy, let's admit them. The reason you guys have to go through slumber, the reason you guys have to go through balance, and we talk about until people are active a certain frequency in this world, and we get examples for who we align with in life, who you watch on social media, who you don't watch, what readers you watch, what spiritual information. You might align to one spiritual mentor, completely understand their teachings, someone else no, because you're not aligning to that frequency, you're aligning to that frequency, right? So until people can align to the things that you're saying, they're not even going to take notice of you. But as the 5%, your job here as divine beings is to teach the 85% to not fall short to the 10%, the hierarchy, the governments, the institutions, the things we've been conformed to from such a young age. Now, when you guys are manic and like to these people that are literally robots in life, they're not even going to take notice of what you're saying, because again, crazy basket. For this, long deviation, it's important. For this collective, you've been in hibernation. You were activated as the student, so you started learning to become the teacher, to eventually become that master. Speak truths that draw people in, that make people listen, to be balanced. Balanced with your spirituality and your practicality. How you were before this period, and you could have thought that, all your teachings, and this is also why I say slow and steady wins the race. You evolve with each ascension. I always say 7 ascensions, crowned, next 7 ascensions. 7 ascensions, crowned, and this is why spiritualists, you're like sponges. Your universal truth will change continuously on your journey. Different religions, spiritual outlook. It's like you guys just can't get enough because you evolve, right? And I feel this collective, you're finally standing in a truth that is finally aligning you to be released from that slingshot, right? Which means you have a big season ahead. Your truths are finally balanced enough to stop people in their tracks, which is powerful. You're not forceful. You're mysterious. You're enticing. You're seductive. It's like you're gaining this energy that people are going to be drawn in like honey to a bee. Magical. I want one more. Oh, been gaining your wisdom so you could be unstoppable. So you've been in the dark, yes. Wisdom, wisdom, learning, expanding, sponge. You're about to be set free from that slingshot. Force to be reckoned with. Powerful. Which means you've been on this journey for quite a while. I want to read this crocodile to you. You'd be a very wise soul, especially with this and this owl. Now that I'm seeing this, because everything happens for a reason. Yes, this started off as no contact. Is it really over? I don't even think this person is really a focus for you. There would have been a reason it started like that. It would have had to been to maybe draw... Maybe as a collective, your energy, as I was reading this, you would have been so tempted to push it away. Don't make it fit. You would have been very tempted to push this away, this reading. If you've really stopped, it's more for this. I'm feeling intuitively that this collective, this person maybe was a driving force for your activation, but it's been a long time. Maybe just over the past couple days, a little bit of fear has come into you and a temptation of thinking about this person again, because there is something in this collective that every time you think right person, wrong time, it triggers something in you with a lack of confidence. But I like this isn't a main focus for this collective. There's still clearly a bit of fear if this will come back around, but it's not a main focus. Very important. Don't make it fit. Hold on. I just want to read this crocodile to you. That's what you are, the starfish. You put a spell on people. There it is. It was the first one. You've been resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. So you really have been, again, coming out of that. This hibernation was needed. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. Now is not the time for decisions, actions, or discussions. The crocodile's mantra is wait. This doesn't mean lying around hoping life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, spiritual isolation, gathering our awareness, observing and building energy through our winter's hibernation, gaining strength. If you knew it or not, you probably, because it's been a while, became a bit numb to the personal growth that you are actually going through. Filling up the vital reserves so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power, especially with this force here. This was supposed to say horse, but the force that's going to come from you. You needed balance, you needed wisdom, you needed more power, you needed a clearer truth. There's big things coming for this collective. And you've become very grounded, very humble, very earthly. And let's be real, spiritual arrogance is a huge thing in our community. Everyone thinks they know all the answers. Not this collective. Be very grounded. This is nice. Courage. Okay, remember the first deviation about your little temper as well and how you've had to persevere. I'm seeing that whip energy. You would have been quite a reactive person. I'm seeing a 7 in my mind, and sevens, until you really, your life path number, but the personality traits, I find sevens are probably one of the most empathic, compassionate, sensitized, receptive, aware numbers. You're ruled by that water. You can feel a temperament change in anyone. You guys know how to read energy, right? But sevens can be highly conflict avoidant. You don't like to feel the ripples of emotion in life, but because you repress so much, you guys, until you discover your seven energy and really align with it in your fulfillment, and sevens, your intellect needs to be stimulated. You have a mind of a genius. You guys are, you remind me a lot of 33s. You master number 33, which are very rare. If you're a 33, you are one special soul. But sevens, that path of a 33, the enlightenment, the spirituality, the universal guidance, is something your soul needs to balance out your excessive observant emotion. And I just find sevens, before they discover and truly balance their beautiful spiritual enlightened soul, very temperamental. You guys can be the most softest, gentlest empaths, but boy oh boy, you bit Jekyll and Hyde. You can have a temper like no other. And if you aren't a seven, that description of energy is important for this collective. That should have really spoke to your soul about who you were as a person before starting to really discover yourself. Being a seven, all numbers are a gift, but to be guided by seven as your life path number, and it makes sense with your mind, your creative's mind. Sevens have big things to accomplish in this world. That's why you have the connection that you do. You should never take that energy for granted. Wounded masculine. Chaser. So you're reflecting on your chasing and how it came from the smothering, the neediness, the this, the that. I'm really going into self-focus for this collective now. Again, I don't think you're pointing the finger here. I think this is all you. I'm going to be honest. Yes, you could have moments of thinking, will they put the effort in? Will that veil shift? Have they been working on themselves? But just those animal cards, like, I think this is what you're reflecting on with you. You never want to be in this situation again. You don't like this about yourself. There's a reason you've put so much perseverance and persistence into really understanding and wanting to change this about yourself. And every time this comes up, you would be so reflective on the lessons, and you would probably be hard on yourself, because you genuinely in your soul, I don't want to say you don't like that quality. Every quality we've had, everything in our past version, current version, it's all to line us to our future version. We should never have shame. We should have acceptance. We should actually have kindness. We should have appreciation for this, because you wouldn't be who you are today, and again, who you're connecting to be to your future version. So don't ever be too hard on yourself. Accept it, thank it. I always say, when you feel like you've gone through a big ascension, rebirth, give thanks, have a release, a ceremony of that past person before the ascension. Give thanks to that past version and that emotion you learnt from that past version. You should always give thanks for all areas of your life. You should never hold shame, because this is what accumulates more and more shadow. And this is what you're trying to release. Thank your overthinking mind. Thank it all. Temptation. Oh, yeah, yuck. So this is the one row that don't focus on. Who cares? Betrayal, deceit, lies. And even when I said, oh, yuck, I always say, as a reader, we embody your energy. This doesn't serve you. This is old belief system programming you're breaking free from. If this was tied to you from a person that you see right person, wrong time, without this behavior, again, for the right collective, this situation activated the most pivotal point in your journey, your self-discovery. Thank them for this. Without that fire, you wouldn't have phoenixed and continue to phoenix. But this magnetic desire of temptation, of focusing on the betrayal, I always say when you guys focus on this, it's just affecting your worth. Don't give power to that. Don't give power to it. That's probably the only row here, I think, this collective, and maybe this is why you get angry at yourself sometimes, because you know how you've been treated, but you still love this person. That is okay. That is okay. You don't need to make excuses. If your heart space still calls for this person, it doesn't matter what anyone says. That's your heart space. Don't try and remove that shackle. Oh, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that. It's just negativity. It goes completely against this collective's journey and who you're becoming. We've all done wrong. Just how I said, accept yourself at every stage. If anything, send that person strength. Send that person love energetically to hopefully break free from that shackle themselves. Literally break free from it. Being that kind of person in life, imagine the mess they would constantly call in. If anything, feel sorry for them. And let's go back to you a little bit, okay? Maybe you are reflecting on certain temptations. I don't think you betray people, but maybe sometimes you might do some fibbies that you know you need to work on, or exaggerate certain things. Maybe you keep some things. Remember, I see you as very mysterious, so maybe you're reflecting on some of your mystery and how maybe you lack complete transparency at times. Just because of how self-focused you are, I can't just see. You would be fighting temptation a little bit about some things that keep your mask on as well. Okay, only you will know that. That's something you, as a collective, you've clearly reflected on, or maybe you need to reflect on a little bit. Okay, I just quickly, I will still do a kind of you versus them, but I just want to see what's around you universally, and then I want to get tarot for you and see, just with that, all of those animal cards. I think there's something coming for this collective in a good way. So first, I just want to get universal energy around you, how you're shining as a person in their eyes. We'll get you tarot, and then we'll tap into this other energy. Salem snoring. Oh my God, you got this. I knew it. I was about to say, does anyone else's cat snore? But anyway, there's a reason I said that. Doing it now. But first card, 31, could be important. Win, victory, your reputation, success, a key experience on its way, recognition, goals, fame, you deserve an award because of your ambition, your perseverance. I'm actually seeing like a trophy cabinet. I don't know if you're... Why am I seeing soccer trophies? I don't know if a dad or a brother, or... That came through very clearly just then. So it was never not there. You were just in limbo, winter's hibernation. Your spirituality's increasing. Your intuition's increasing. Your psychic abilities aren't crow. Your dreams are about to come true. There's more enlightenment taking place. 31st of the 10th, 31st of October. October could be a significant month for you. 30 days in September, April, June. So there's 31. Sorry, I always... Oh my gosh! And you got the Empress! You're coming into your Empress glow! The Lunar Tiger. Your feminine energy. So you'd be going through a glow up. Because of your internal glow up. I always say when you're hitting Empress energy, people in the physical notice it. So even if you don't look different, they'll stop you, in the shops, or you get a little bit more attention. People compliment you, give you free things. let you go in front of them on the queue. Like it's like you get noticed differently when you're going through your internal Empress energy. It seeps out of you guys. So you're attractive. There's something about you. And remember, I was seeing you as that Queen of Wands. Your grace, charm, beauty, love, relationships. You're magnetizing. I was saying you guys were very seductive at the moment. Makes sense, the magnetizing. But abundance, pleasure, and happiness. 3. You could be seeing 3113 or 1331. You could be seeing a lot of 3s right now and 1s. Okay. Don't focus on this, especially if you're in Empress Glow. Of course, you're going to have some, and I noticed the mask was at the bottom. That was your life. Of course, you're going to have this energy around you. You're in your Empress Glow. So you're going to have people watching in. You're going to have people stealth and this and that. Don't put energy into it. That last row about the mask, the this, the that. Remember I went, ew, yuck. Like, don't... If you're like this and you have an influential glow around you, of course people are going to be accessing you. 14th of September could be an important day coming up this month, but certain deceit, stealth. So this is around you, but enjoy this other energy. Why am I being called to get... I just want to get 3 or 4 for this Fox energy. How is this affecting this collective? So this person altering, your values, your morals. So again, you're picking up, when you're falling into that very 3D kind of deception, wounded, you're picking up this person's energy. Altering values, morals, certain things to do with your life decisions. I think you're picking up, if they're reflecting, and I feel that's person connected to you, but anyway, whoever is connected to, if they're reflecting on life decisions right now, or if they're like, and this is just coming over you out of nowhere, you're picking up if you know this person struggles with their moral compass in life, don't have the strongest values or morals. So just... energy vampire. Oh God. Energy vampire, excessively demanding. So this, but you're reflecting on your own wounded masculine. So maybe you're also picking that up a little bit. Needs attention. Well, clearly this person would want your attention if you're shining like this. Misery loves company. So this person's miserable. They like others to be miserable too, so they can feel better about themselves. So if you have someone really putting you down energetically, well, you know those people that give like the backhanded compliments? It's like, you know, they're having a little jab at you, but they do it with a smile on their face. That's what I'm seeing right now in my mind. They have a blocked heart chakra. So I think your heart space is finally starting to open, but... issues with their intentions, affection, beauty comparison, especially if you're in an Empress Glow, so someone's comparing to you. I think they're lacking mindfulness right now, but there's clearly something in their heart space that's affected when they have this energy towards you. One more. That one wanted to Palo Santo. Maybe you just did some Palo Santo. Smooth, spicy aroma, clears out negative energy. So they're telling you to light a bit of Palo Santo right now. Instills calm and relaxation. Fill your home with this joy and harmony. I want one more. Causing you to feel tired and fatigued. Especially, and remember before I stopped and said, maybe your sleeping patterns changed of recent. Everything I say is for a reason. Toxic. Be careful. Temptations. So if you've been tempted to do things that are out of character for you, this person clearly struggles with overindulgence. Maybe it's alcohol. Maybe it's like, if that's out of character and all of a sudden you've been craving a glass of wine, or you've been craving it, or, you know, again, you're picking up someone. I want one more. Because you're fighting watch from the beginning. A scorned lover. I knew it. I knew it. An old fling or current or ex-partner that still feels pain and from the rejection or betrayal here. This person could have you blocked. So they have you blocked on an account but watch you from spam accounts, random texts from unknown numbers or random phone calls from unknown numbers. Don't make these fit. And then you got another cleansing, the desert sage. Warm, peppery aroma cleansing boosts your inner strength, which you're going through now, the Lion card. Relieves headaches, eases anxiety. The only anxiety is that Dark Night of the Soul, right person, wrong time. I wonder why. This is making more sense. But pleasant thoughts creates pleasant thoughts. That's Corn Lover. Truth. Okay. So at least we know that's not. There is something about your mask you need to work on though. Watch the whole thing. Okay. Oh, where did that go? Oh my God, you're not going to believe who came out. The Divine Masculine. So this is what's around you energetically. And then you've got 10 of Cups was next. And also finances and career prosperity. So, well, there you go. 28 could be an important number. All right, let's confirm these. Victory. Oh. They keep flipping, but that's my miracle card. You got the Star. Wishes coming. There is something universal being sent to you right now. Star energy. You could be an Aquarius. Within the next 2 to 4 weeks. Star and my Ace of Pentacles and my miracle cards underneath this victory, and it's something you are finally surrendering to. You're trusting in the universal flow of life, but the serenity that's going to come from this, the peace, the center that's going to come from this, magical. Important. January 22nd to February 21st, month-wise as well. Clearly birthday-wise if you're an Aquarius, but... All right, what's the Lighthouse? So you have been growing through your winter's hibernation. So this, your spirituality, your intuition, your psychic, a bit, you're a lighthouse. And 7, and we deviated about 7. 7th of October or the 10th of July could be important. You're a guidance system. You create safe passages for others. Again, why you needed to go into rest and hibernation. You remove obstacles, plot a course of action, and remember to be diplomatic and use tact with that humble energy that you have. So this is what you're coming into Empress energy with. And this reading took a turn. It was meant to be a no contact. Is it really over? You versus them. Past, present, future perspective, right? But this is where you're finding your stillness, your lunar tiger's energy. This down and out, this breakup, this over and done. You really are, this collective, sitting in proper stillness about this. Very, very beautiful. But also I am hearing just as a collective, because she is my mother card, maybe as a collective you unfortunately lost your maternal figure, let it be of recent or when you were younger as well, because it's underneath the coffin card. But 8th of the 9th, 9th of the 8th, you're starting to release the things that are out of your control. They don't overwhelm you to a state of restlessness anymore. There is still a little bit you're working on, but to have this Empress energy over very painful emotion of loss and discouraged, defeated, absent, like this is really confirming how much you've evolved through that bear energy, that crocodile energy. All right, this fox. The crow again, and you got that in that crows are important sign. Foxes and crows would be important for this collective as signs. I always say, and You guys should always allocate your own meanings to signs. You researching them, why does that person's research have more value than what you've allocated, right? Yes, someone, you could have 10 different meanings of this, but I always say for you guys, when you see something, what do you feel? What do you feel in that moment? Because that's what you should allocate to that object, that whatever it is, because then when your spirit team, they're there to direct you. I always say this with any kind of divination, the tools, the ruins, tarot, scribing. It's your tool for your team to go, you allocate, they show you, right? It's the same with signs and synchronicities. Me personally, a fox warns some form of manipulation, deceit, mistruths, misleading energy is around, right? If you as a collective, but again, like I said, you allocate what you feel. But if you have just seen a fox and everything in this reading is aligning to you, again, another detail. Or you could come across a fox just after this reading. But again, you should allocate your signs. And I definitely think this collective crows are very relevant for you as a sign. You've got it twice. But whatever is this fox energy, you've always known the truth. You've always seen, but you question yourself because of the lack of tangible evidence, right? But the memories, mystery, you've created so much magical power because of this energy. And we said that before. Observant, and be observant of your signs that you've allocated right now. Number 22, 222. I find that number for me is unexpected, miracles, blessings. It's about internal duality. I find a lot of people on this divine journey, you allocate 222 and 111 to your person. There's a reason I'm saying this. Me personally, 222 is something very unexpected on its way. And one, it needs your duality. It needs your internal. It really needs you to approach it with both your shadow and light, your yin and yang, your feminine, masculine balance. Okay. But there's omens around you right now to show you this behavior. So be aware of them. Especially anything out of that you don't normally see regularly. When your signs are normally very regular and very similar. When things start to present very different, animals you don't normally see, especially animals that if you're walking on your path have unfortunately passed away, so you see passed away animals on your path, like there's a reason I'm saying this for this collective, that could have just happened. Or again, just anything different. That's an omen. You need to feel what you feel in that moment. Trust what you feel, your intuition, right? Allocate that for that. Or if you really want to, go look it up, whatever you want to do. All right. This masculine energy. Well, there's a completion coming here. Falcon. So you see, don't be bamboozled. Trust yourself. Rising above your ability. And this could be this person. Their focus is changing. They're connecting to their higher self. We will tap in, but your third eye, far-reaching vision. 28th of February could have been an important memory or birthday. I want one more for that. You've got the crow, the falcon, and the fox. These are important. Even this lighthouse, important as signs for this collective. Why am I seeing an eagle too? A little raccoon. All right. One more for this. Okay, this is good. This person could really be working on their success. So maybe you have this person not being the most financially stable, or I think you might be shocked here. This is about this person becoming quite established, quite ambitious, sitting in certain achievements with their career development. Especially if you're about to, I think you mirror this already, but you're about to have an acceleration here. I always say true divines end up being some form of power couple. I want one more. Wow. This has got movement, going places. This person could be traveling right now, but this is about, like, this is coming forward, going with the wind. But they could have some vehicle issues, or maybe they just bought a new car or something, but movement, swift, this going places, that's good. And you could be as well. You could be having travel on the cards for you. One more. Mystery. Go grab a book, you know what I say, whenever this card comes out. But it's meant to be a mystery. You already know, but there's things hidden here, okay, that aren't on your energy radar, that maybe you might not know everything. There are some things hidden. But I always say, when this comes out and everything's aligned, if everything's aligned, go grab any book you're magnetically drawn to, turn to page 10 or 26 and read that first line and write in the comments what it says. It will be a message from your angels to give you a sign for this reading. If it's really meant for you, that line you read should align to this reading for you as a message. But with this, there are some things that are hidden and a mystery. There are some secrets here. Well, we know that with these fogs. The unknown. Certain memories are resurfacing. 26th of October could be important as well. Okay, but luck is on your side. Lady Beetles, they could be another sign. A vibrant, abundant life on its way. Comfort, leisure, good health, balance, wishes are about to come true. A birth of a daughter. Maybe you have a daughter, or especially with this Empress, that is a card of fertility. Maybe you've had a dream recently of a future daughter that you're meant to have, or you have intuition that you're meant to. Is that the... Oh, I thought that was the 20 card then. All right. Let's get into it. Let's get them. I just want to get you one angel card, because you got some powerful energy. What angel is watching over you right now? Ariel, number 9, completing a cycle. And look at the lion sitting by her. That reminds me of the strength card. Female magician, taming that ferocious lion within. The angel of Mother Earth, keeper of Mother Earth. You love nature, your heart centering. And remember I said that when the blocked heart chakra came out, this collective, yours is opening. They're saying outdoors. And remember, they want you to sit under the moonlight tonight. Being outdoors, abundance of all the natural things in life, carer of the earth. I help you manifest the fulfillment of your physical wants and needs. Your first card, that victory cup, and amplify your care for animals and the environment. True spiritual beings. Mother Gaia, nature calls to you. And look at the little bunnies. You could have just seen a bunny as well, and the butterflies and the lion. Those watermelon colors, watermelon's the color of inner child. All colors have a meaning, but the watermelon colors, inner child activation. Beautiful. I want one more. And 919, that's come out in a few readings of recent. Maybe you're seeing a lot of 919 or the 19th of this month. Angel, harmonic healing, the 5th chakra, heart chakra, melody, clairaudience. Clearly, this collective, you would hear a lot. Creative expression and poetry. I help you tune into your highest frequency to source through sounds of music, singing and poetry. You clearly love music or Hertz, or you've been listening a lot to it. Rose quartz within the next 2 weeks, inspired action. And you got that for the miracle in the next 2 weeks. Turquoise, just in a few days, something you're going to have to communicate very clearly about. Remember, you're being released off that slingshot. So within the next 2 days, a few things are going to be starting for you to prepare you. I always say when pivotal things come in, they give us a few lessons just before to see if we're really ready for that big ignition. I think you've got something little trickling in to prepare you for whatever's coming in 2 weeks. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm just going to cleanse these out. I actually want to get the same decks. I want to see if this person's, I want to see their animal energy. Anyway, I'm going to cleanse these quickly. All right, so we're going to do that. Just a little recap to make sure it's your collective. The right collective your parts took a magical turn. It was very self-focused, which makes me believe this has been a long time. Maybe over the past few days some form of ignition has come over you of questioning, but you are really coming out of a spiritual hibernation right now. So it was actually very beautiful to read. But let's get into this person. Okay. Them. How are they feeling towards this situation? No contact. Okay, so where you're releasing your confusion. Oh, wow. Okay, so they're really confused at the moment. They've got static in their mind. Their own shadow is being activated as well. So this isn't about karmic attachment. This is about our shadow, our karmic energy, how our actions can create certain outcomes, truly, through the way we treat people, our decisions, the way we move through life emotionally. So their karmic energy is really being activated. They have an intensity towards this situation, and they could be reflecting on certain intimate moments as well right now. Wow. Okay. So they're going, make sense with this karmic energy, their decisions. They're going over the rejection here, and you got blast from the past. So again, nostalgia, reflecting on decisions, energy, rekindle. So memories, rekindling, nostalgia. You've got to remember you have that fox, you have that energy accessing you right now. Hold on. I want to get these for them. I didn't get this for you. I want to see how they're viewing this. Wow. So the only two cards that are up, you've got Cupid's arrow here. I wasn't feeling, that could be part of your movement that's coming. Have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting. There is a bit of hesitation, this confusion, but they're seeing you as the one that owns the key to their heart. They want to get together. They want to open their heart. You got the lightning. Sudden change, shocking news, a surprise epiphany. Something's happened in their life then. They want to transform through this upheaval. They're going over the heartbreak here. Deeply hurt over this separation, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. Twin flame, stop it. You didn't get them. Sorry. This is taking a turn. This, right, collective, you have to watch 1 and 2. You are completely, like, I wouldn't say completely, you've like got, there's, I don't even think there's belief. They could be an air sign. Actually, important detail, trapped in their mind over communication. They could have been sitting on this for weeks. The finances, the addictions, what they're overcoming in your part, the universe's message. Hold on, I want one more for that because I feel they're finally overcoming that. Everything in divine timing, as we said, the universe's part. So there's something finally flowing in their life when it comes to this. And if they're reflecting on their karmic energy, they would be reflecting on certain addictive traits that they have. And you are reflecting on certain temptations and magnetic desires you have as a collective. Oh my gosh, you got it. I wasn't expecting it from this collective. This is good. This is about wanting to compromise, forgive, work it out. Communication. Let's just quickly confirm these. So they have presented emotion. This is where you've shut the door. I wouldn't say you've again, just watch the whole thing. they really have presented. That's that rejection. You could be having door issues right now, just as a sign, broken door handle or something. Why am I seeing where your cupboards, like the mirrored cupboards where you open, like you put your clothes, why am I seeing one off its railing? Like it's not on its railing properly. That's what I'm seeing specifically in my mind. Wow. So because of their addictions, bad finances, certain issues, this is what put distance between you guys. You might not know this, but you and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant. The universe put distance between you because of this. Remember, you got mystery. You got the mystery, you got the crow, you got the fault. Like there's things hidden here that I don't think I do think you're very connected, but I think there's certain details here you don't. Maybe you've had little intuition spurts, but I don't think there's things that have been confirmed in your energy. Oh my God, so that's double. Your last card was the Lady Beetle. Wishes are about to come true. Communicate. Did you see that flip over? Like he's on your side. Fire sign. So you got air and fire, and they were your first two animal cards. You got the crow and you got the lunar tiger, the air and fire. That's important because it's confirming here. But days, weeks, swords in tarot weeks, wands in tarot days. And remember, you've got from the next 2 days to the next 2 weeks, huge changes coming. Watch the whole thing. Passion, acceleration, action. Okay. Wow. So this lightning and this Cupid's arrow, I just want to get 2 more. So as you're releasing the whole divine, and that didn't even come out for your universal part, but it's come out for that you've let go of the frequency. Wow. So they do want to get back out there and date. They've got wedding rings here. So they're thinking long term. I just got goosebumps all over me, through my cheeks and my ears. Wow. This is about everlasting promise, soul connection, eternal love, union, wedding. There could be, I think it's more just with the theme of it, their intention, because this is how they're feeling towards this, unless you're married and they're thinking, but I doubt that for this collective. Not with your cards. Although I do find that a big chunk of twins, you can come from long-term connections like that, even marriages, but not this collective, not with your part. Okay, confusion. Oh, the hesitation, the Cupid's arrow. They're fighting their mind and heart. How do they approach you? Hold on, I want to get some emotion cards. Hold on a second. Again, their part is taking a turn. Your part took a huge deviation, and now this person, their animal cards are going to be interesting. That's way too many, but they're depressed from abandoning you and going within. And look at all the blue, the communication, the throat chakra, the confusion over the communication. I should probably read them. They're unhappy, sorrow, deflated, feeling empty, grief, disassociating, pain, how they gave up on you, left you behind, made you feel unwanted, made you feel like they didn't care. The rejection makes sense. How they didn't say how they felt over their own abandonment issues maybe, but undesired. So, and then you've got how the mask, the fox, happy on their own, they were focusing on themselves, do not disturb, how they were avoidant here, how they went into hermit mode, how they withdrew, how they're inward looking right now. That's okay, that's good, that makes sense with karmic energy, reflecting on their decision. Again, so many, whoa, you're going over that, the wounded masculine. So they're going over their wounded energy towards you, how they were playing mind games, how they, I don't want to say used you. I don't think this person used you, but maybe they know that they made you feel a little bit like that. The silent treatment, aggressive outbursts, that's a huge part of this collective's first part. So again, you're reflecting, and there's a reason we got the evil eye. A lot of the things you're going to right now internally, you're really thinking it's self-focused, but I actually think without you knowing, you're picking up on their internal reflection as well, because this really aligns with the things you're going over. And again, their blocked heart space, their blocked heart chakra, how they've been guarded, how they had their walls up, been hurt before. So it's that card, I hurt you before you could hurt me, but their guard is coming down. Okay. Their anger, watch from the beginning. Okay. Look at the difference in the no contact, stop it. So they're finally evaluating. As this collective, you finally released it. Oh my gosh. And remember in your part, I said, this collective, you wouldn't have even really wanted to stop on this. You would have been about to push it away before we started getting into all of your self-discovery and your evolution and because it's been, I feel, time here for this collective. There would have been just something that niggled at you to keep watching in part 1. The right collective, such an important detail. You would have wanted seeing no contact. Is it over? Because it's so just very like that. It wouldn't be a reading that you would want to watch. I'd be surprised if you're even watching readings right now. The right collective. It would have just been something from your higher self niggling at you to stay. Again, watch from the beginning. If you didn't get that feeling, I can't see how this is your reading. They're running energy. So this is what they're reflecting on. Oh my gosh. How they need to cleanse and clear. They don't like themselves for these qualities. Oh God. This is good. All right. The intensity over them. They're so confused. So if they're wanting to clear their running avoidant tendencies, but they're confused about, they're still a bit confused because they want to contact you, but they're still they would be, there's, unless it's more but that's still avoid. Holy moly! That's good. So intensity over that, when it's a divine masculine, they lock in, they don't give up, and you got divine masculine in your universe cards. This is intense over them. So their masculines activate, not completely, but they really are cleansing and clearing. And maybe it's over you as well. You've got some very powerful masculine strength, this collective, just with your path in life. You're focusing on wounded masculine energy. They're focusing on divine masculine energy. There's an intensity over them. As you're transitioning and about coming out of your winter's hibernation, this person would be too. Rejection. Oh my, that's what you're reflecting on your own temperament with this. Remember we deviated about that 7 energy, right? They're angry over this rejection now. And of course, their angry energy, I don't want to say abusive, but they're reflecting on this. So their argument style. And this is why you're reflecting on your argument style, this collective. Wow. Blast from the past, you got reunion with it. So not you, they really do want to rekindle. So that Cupid's arrow, that lightning, wow. And friends, you got that as well. So it's just this first row, just like the Cupid's arrow. There's something a little bit intention and I'm going to get intention and tarot, see what's going on with them. But first, I just want to get a couple of animal cards. We've got to see how they're shining energetically. We'll get their universal message. And then we're going to get intention, what's going on with them, and what's coming next here for you. This is going to be a very long reading. I've got to try and get this last part into an hour. Oh my God, they got the lamb. I got that for another collective the other day. You had the lamb. This is good. This can be trusted. That's good. I'll read it in a sec for you guys. Get out of town. What collective was it? You've got the same two cards. Was it a nice collective? The right collective. This could be a progression. If that this reminds me of, I swear it was these two cards, and I said they used to, such a power with words. I'm seeing myself say it. Used to have, without them even knowing, a bit of manipulative energy, the fox, the Mars, but they weave a tapestry of magic. They've come into their lamb's energy. I feel this. Why do I feel all this is the same collective? Please comment. Double Earth. They have a truth that needs to be spoken, but they need to be approached. There needs to be gentleness. This is probably why they're confused. They really want to talk about something, but they're nervous. And I said you could have been bitten by a spider. Is that the collective? No, I think that was another. Anyway, one more. The deer, so they're feminine energy as well, so they're really in compassion. You've got the lamb and the deer here, so they're very sensitized and soft. So it's not, their divine masculine strength would be coming through for action. They're the most gentle, soft-speaking cards. Very nurturing, very caring. She's my empress in my animal cards with the lamb here. So it would be a depth of vulnerability. I want one more for those two. They're activating their compassion and understanding. One more. They got the crocodile, so they've just been gathering their power through the stillness. You got that as well. So they're coming in wise and in power. Wow. And the crow at the bottom, you got that. Very mirrored. Okay, so this has taken a long time for them to build this sensitivity and softness. They've been growing in the dark with this. So again, watch the whole reading. I read this card for you guys. So even though they've been in the dark, they've been developing, they've been waiting for when to act. So they've been evolving. I don't think this collective, I don't think you've seen that then, because it's been under the crocodile veil. Which means the last time you spoke to this person, it would have been polar opposite to that. You wouldn't have experienced that. If that's been under the crocodile veil, you haven't seen that. And again, they're a master of deception from the past anyway. I think you've seen something far different to, which will make it hard for this collective to trust in. That's really nice. But I'm still a little bit, that takes a long time to heal, and that's a focus for you, this collective. Like the mask, the this, the that. Let's get the universe's message for them, and then we'll get their intention. What's activating around them right now? Their ball and chain energy, new beginning with it. Okay. 13J, 35. Okay, that's good. They got the anchor. So, oh, beautiful. 13, 13. And we stopped for you guys saying you might be seeing 13, 13, 13, 31, 3, 1, 1, 3. True surrender, J and A could be important. So they're becoming gentle, vivid dream state, but they've got their wits about them. They're standing in their power. They're wise. They're trying to trust, telepathically connected, trying to remove obstacles, especially when it comes to ball and chain energy, heavy, weighed down, codependent, addictions. So I don't think this collective, you know the severity of that. There's something that's really trapped this person. Emotional baggage. This is another card of unhappy marriage. But they're nervous this is the nervous one. The confusion over the communication. That's you. 13, 35, 13, 12th of July, 7th of December could be important memories, birthday. You got 35, 35, 13, 13. They're balancing. So you've got double, 13, 13, 35, 35. Perfect timing. But they want to communicate, but they're nervous over their flighty behavior, making contact, text, call. They could have an ADHD mind as well. But they're creating stability. They've been enduring, steady movement forward. Their perseverance, their willpower, their mental discipline. That's good. They're on a crossroads. You both are, in a very odd way. 22, 2, 2. You got that as well. Crossroads of their journey. There's something about an opportunity coming, but they're weighing their options. And road trip travel. Remember, you got that for them. The overseas or the travel, the Gone with the Wind, the ship. Oh my gosh, did you see that? The twinny card at the bottom. Swans, they could be a sign. Soulmate, twin flame, the one, a pair of things, deep soul connection, blooming love, divination, fluidity. 13th of June could be important. Moving obstacles. Oh, so they're starting to learn boundaries. So it's their home life. Let it be if they live with family, friends, or roommates or something. There's something about their home life. Thumb, A and K, K-A-J. Home, their belongings, family, tradition, structure, boundaries. There's something about this person's home life that has not been probably the best for them. 13th of April. Lovers, soul contract. So this has been weighing them down, all the emotional baggage here. They want harmony. This is why they're reflecting on all that energy. The universe has activated it in them. Now this card says talk it, so they want to talk about it clearly. That's why there's a deep reflection over the heartbreak now. One more for that. Things are unfolding for them right now when it comes to this. They want major opportunities. They want to grow. They know they need to be bold and brave. Warmth here, the lamb and the deer energy. They want to expand. They're trying to stay positive, but they not at the moment. They're trying to, but you can't get past that Cupid's arrow and then the static in the mind over the calling you. Especially with this, how nervous they are. New beginning. Carefree. Oh my God, you got the double child again. You're my collective. You always get this. Correct me if I'm wrong. You got the double, and 13 is important. They say the exact same thing, boy and girl. There has been, I've been doing this for so long, there's only been 3 readings, or is it 4 now, that this has come out and confirmed it. Look at the reflection and all the double numbers. Oh my God. So you both are literally transitioning. Like you both, like I said, you're coming out of your hibernation in a completely different ascended mind. And then this person is as well. What is going on? Sorry. You got it. This is the same collective. You keep coming up. You're a wave that's coming in. You keep coming up over, what has that been? It's only started the past maybe 3-4 weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe what? Not even. That has just blown me away. Okay, so this is why they're nervous, that how much it's worked against them, why they're reflecting on their bad behavior, but they know they need to persist, which they're nervous about, but they want new things on the horizon here, but making dreams become a reality. They know they need determination. You're focusing on courage, bravery right now yourself, but internally, again, you're reflecting and you don't even know. But they are nervous because of the repetition and the cycles that you guys have had. They don't know what to say. That's what it is. They don't know what to say. 12th or the 7th of August could be important as well. Oh, witchy poo. So they're crow energy. This person's magical. I don't think they're a practitioner, but they've got it in them. That's my witch's card. Oh my God, and you got the other Stop it. So they're balancing just not as much as you guys. No way. Divine partner mirror, heart activation. They're blocked heart chakra. Balancing masculine, feminine energies. They're alchemizing right now. They're transmuting. Do they know it? I don't know. Could they be doing spell work and potion? Their mask! Stop it. Maybe. 14th of the 10th. Last one. What's this crossroads that they're on? They're developing over time. So it has been time. The crocodile over the... They've another card of alchemizing. So the time here is what the crossroads is, which would add to the confusion of the conversation. We've said it a few times, but they've been developing over time, something to do with their family here again. Finessing, alchemizing, transforming, ripening. They've been aging well. You don't know it because you've been in the dark. They've kept you in the dark. So that mystery, that book, Temperance, angels are balancing them right now. Wow. That's really good. Both of your parts have completely... Anyway, let's see their true intention. That's too many. Oh, not really, but watching, we know that. They've been acquiring knowledge. Love that. Number 18. Our connection was intense and confusing, but I'm trying to understand our undeniable bond. You were brought to me to teach me things and to bring awareness to my own existence. That's good, but small offerings. So they are still struggling a little bit. Number 13. 13's important. I know you want more from me, but this is... So they're being hard on themselves with what they can give you. This is all I can give you at the moment. I'm unsure of when I can give it to you. And this is where they're confused. I'm unsure of what I can give you or when I can give it to you, but I do want to offer you something more valuable than before. So are they good enough kind of energy in their mind? But they're infatuated, so questioning the lust and desire. That's why the intensity, intimacy. But this is with forgiveness. So maybe for a long time they were pushing, or maybe they were that Knight of Wands energy, always came in very sexually, very flirty, very kind of playboy-y. If they're wanting forgiveness over this... I find a lot of divines, when you guys, they really do put it in that category of this must have just been an infatuation, because of the intensity you guys have in that department. But they're forgiveness over this. That's good. I'm seeking your forgiveness. Even if I can't utter the words, they're nervous. I'm trying to also forgive myself for treating you unfairly. I'm hoping I can quiet my guilt. And then you've got the marriage again at the bottom. Union and in sync. Anyway, let's confirm these. They probably think this would add to the static. You wouldn't believe their intention. This is why they're focusing so much on that lamb and deer energy. If they've always approached you like this, it's kind of that, I feel this person feels you'll never be able to trust them again. So maybe there's someone in the past always really said, without trust, this will never work. This is coming to my mind. I feel this person has a real thing like with trust in a connection, which all people should have. But I feel this person really thinks you're not going to be able to trust their intention. So how would it work? Acquiring knowledge. Another card of telepathy. So they really do feel connected to you. And this is why they're probably now starting to really believe you're their divine, because of how connected they are to you. And this is what they'd be acquiring knowledge about, which means they're open to the frequency. I feel you through everything. The things I touch, the images I see, the voices I hear, we are connected throughout the universe, even if we're miles apart the distance. They're running behavior. Double confirmation. This is, they don't want to do this anymore. How will you trust them? And this keeps them away a little bit. They can't, in their mind, they can't offer you much right now. All right, last one. Their mask has come out in every part. So this is why they approach you like this. So this would be their vulnerability, their armor. They come in this way because they're nervous. So they were always very, again, that Knight of Wands energy. I was wearing a mask, appearing happy, serene in front of others. When I'm alone, I think about you and I realize I was my true, authentic self with you. They don't like this side of them. That ain't bad. I was going to see what's going on. I don't think we need to. I just want to see what's coming next for you guys. All right. Oh, that's not the best. High Priestess. Holy shit. Sorry. You just got the High Priestess and the oh my god. So the Lamb and the Mother, that makes sense. I always say Empress is the divine feminine of our earthly plane. High Priestess, divine feminine of our spiritual plane, right? Remember that deer I said is my Empress card? I'm seeing that as the balance of just how you guys are coming into a balance of spirituality and practicality. You've got such a soft feminine approach coming towards you. A lot of caring, a lot of understanding. I'm actually now seeing this as this person really diving deep, illuminating, coming through very wise, coming through very connected, coming through very, when it comes to the feminine nature of them, that nurturing, compassion, understanding with dedicated effort behind it, wanting to master this, knowing that a lot of effort needs to be put into, there's a gentleness coming. That's really confirming their animal cards. So you haven't seen that. Remember, that's where the crocodile's been hiding this. Their empathy. They could be speaking about certain things that were with it. Mystery was such a big thing for your energy. And they have mystery around them. They have the book. So they could be really opening up and diving deep into this stuff. To have 8 of Pentacles here, there's a full focus on you, right? They want to master this. They want to dedicate to this. They want to work towards the goal. They want accomplishment here. So they know it's not going to be easy. This is why they'd be so nervous. From a runner to being emotionally vulnerable, that's why they're nervous. It's the softness. because they've been running away from the emotion of this for so long. This is their approach, my angels. Ace of Cups, pure intention, self-love, but there's still one. I do think they know they need to endure here, especially with this Nine of Wands. They know it's not going to be easy. They know they need to show you they know how to hold the line, and that they're not going to run again, right? So they know through conflicts, challenges, it's kind of that teamwork where I think in the past, every time this person was put in a situation to show you loyalty and show you dependability, they ran. And not just your last running point, but every disagreement, every conflict, every challenge, every time they had to prove themselves loyalty and they're willing to dedicate to this connection, they would fall short and you would be left disappointed if you knew it or not. Okay. It's like this person knows to prove loyalty or to prove the dedication here. It's not going to be easy, but I do think this person is prepared for your boundaries. And I'm actually seeing this, especially with this, is that they know they need to bring down their boundaries. Remember the guarded card, right? They know they haven't held the line. They've put like literally a world between you guys with their silence. So it's like, I feel there's a reason I deviated to that loyalty. I feel this person, it's like they demand this undying allegiance to themselves. They're such a stiffler for loyalty, but they don't show it. I'm hearing this for a reason. I want one more. It's equal give and take, Six of Pentacles. So they know they need to make you feel valued. That one, Six of Cups, that's nice. Tender and sweet. Six of Wands, the declaration. They want victory. They want success. When I'm reading love, I see him as coming in with a declaration of love. Standing center. This person's definitely going to voice what needs to be voiced. They have the intention behind them. They want success and victory here. They also have the intention and expectation behind them. This is going to take dedication, hard work, persistence, endurance. I need to come in soft. I need to be proud of my emotions. I need to get vulnerable. I need to open up these mysteries that have been here, these things that have been kept in the dark. It's the only way it's going to work. So you are clearly, the way they view you is you're not going to take anything less. So that's their expectation. Just remember that. Okay. All right. Let's see how you guys should... Okay, you just got Seven of Wands and Seven of Pentacles. This is the universe's advice for you, and I think this is going to be natural for you. I think you're going to create stillness just naturally. I can't see this with how your energy is projecting. This isn't even you just trying with words. This is going to be a natural response. Remember, their expectation is the determinate, and it's right. You are naturally and we deviated on the number 7. Very important for this collective. You are thinking long term now. You're not thinking short term. You're not going to be blinded by words, even if they're empathic, deep, vulnerable, honest, and very open. That is not going to fly for this collective. This Seven of Wands in this deck is about protecting yourself. You're in protection mode for you because you've gone through so much. You've really evolved, right? You haven't had this test, this collective. I think you're going to be very surprised. You've got your boundaries up. I don't think you're going to be defensive, but I think you're just going to be kind of, no, I need to protect myself. I need to create stillness. Seven of Coins is so beautiful. It's not there, it's germinating. It takes a while for it to come to fruition and get that harvest season and the fruits of your labor. It takes dedication, right? It takes a lot of consistent work. So you naturally are aligning with their expectation. You are literally aligning with, it's like they can read you energetically, if you know it or not, if they know it or not. You're not going to bring your walls down until that dedication dedication, consistency, dependability, loyalty is proved to you. Beautiful, beautiful. You're going to delay this. So even though it's Saturn's gift, even though it's a reward, you're thinking long-term invest. You're no longer falling short to short-term bliss, because you're going to remember the pain, because they're going to talk about the pain. So this is going to resurface your scars. So this is why the right collective pivotal lesson, you're going over all of that emotion you were been trying so hard to heal. Watch from part 1 without you even knowing. This depth, this is going to drag up scars that you think you faced. So without you knowing, you have so much. And right now, as you're watching this, I don't even think you would know that this is how you're going to react. One, I don't think you're going to leave this person out in the cold and reject them and this and that. I think this is going to make you reflect on everything that was truly done here. I can't see you projecting this onto this person. No way. But I do think that this is why you're so protective of yourself. It's going to reopen a wound for you that I think you've healed through. One more. Chariot. Page of Wands in reverse. You're going to want to redirect the energy. You're not going to accept this. I guarantee the right collective, you're not going to accept this. This person's going to have to lock in with you. You're going to be like, You're going to redirect it. That came out in reverse. Through these messages, non-commitment. You're not going to commit to this. It might activate curiosity again, but I think you're going to be very, very highly surprised. But it's a turning point you need here. You finally step into your power. Outcome. Good. Slow and steady wins at 9 of Cups. You will get there, but slow and steady, slowest moving night. So your outcome, that's going to be permanent for this collective. You're not going to rush this. I do think this person will win back your affections, and I do think you're going to come into a 9 of Cups, but it's not going to be easy for this person. So go back to when you met this person. They would have had to conquer you. You wouldn't have let your walls down. For the right collective, it would have taken you a while to let your walls down, because this person's going to have to put in 10 times more effort than what they did when they first got you. That's for sure, and they know it. But there's no fear in that. This isn't you falling short, hey, or no. You would just kind of like, what this brings up for you, I think you're going to be very highly surprised. It's going to be eventually, this says solid offer, okay? But patience, hard work, slow moving and persistence is what's going to take you to 9 of Cups here. This is actually, I really like this. Justice. You've learnt your life lessons, your shadow. Watch from the beginning. You're going to actually learn to deal with each other's vulnerabilities through the ups and downs, challenges. This is going to strengthen your communication bond. It's going to prove their loyalty, their perseverance, that they're not going to do this to you again. That's what's eventually, through the truth, the balance, the integrity, that's what's eventually going to bring your walls down. And you've got justice at play here for your outcome. That needs to be proved to this collective and to this person. You're building your trust bond back. Huge life lesson for this collective and this person. Transformative. One more. 8 of Wands, that you will get your good news at the end. And once you get this and once you feel safe, it'll take off rapidly. So slow to get here, but once you feel safe, you guys, you will end up either probably getting married, eloping, a while to build it, but once you guys lock in, you'll be locked in. Good news, rapid transformation, a lot of different directions coming towards travel, excitement. There's going to be a lot here for you guys. It'll end up being very positive, but I'm seeing a collective truly building a very powerful friend, like just you're building a foundation, a friend. 4 of Wands, as we said it, eloping, married, you'll get it all. But again, this is a natural thing. This isn't you just playing it. Like, this is your defense. You're gonna experience. I always say, true divines, you experience each other's veils. They're about to experience your veil, all of your empathy, emotion, wanting to fix everything, while you're about to experience theirs. I don't want to say avoidance, because you've both overcome so much, but it's not going to be frictional. I think there's understanding on both ends, and this person, because they have this, they're leading with this. They're going to try their hardest to not be reactive, but there will be lessons of conflict, because you guys need to see if you can overcome this together, right? So I always say you guys have a healing chapter together. This makes sense. It's very nice. Very nice. I actually want to get my little pink deck. I haven't gotten them in ages. Hold on. I don't even remember the last time I got these. Wow. Okay. So healing family things are going to come. So traumas, but romantic feelings, a lot of effort is about to be put in. This says give this relationship a chance. But again, you naturally are going to be very kind of protective of your heart. I do think there needs to be lightness put into this, but eventually you'll do that. Okay, extend your light-hearted energy to one another. I think initially it's going to be really hard for you because of the trauma. The Five of Pentacles energy this is going to bring up in you, but I do think you'll get there. The romantic feelings will blossom again through everything that's, happened through this separation. One more. Very soon. Well, we know that the next 2 days, 2 weeks, you have that victory cup around you. Okay, expressing their love through making the effort, all of that feminine energy. So they finally will really express their love, forgiving and learning. They want to forgive and learn from the past, make new memories, heart-to-heart conversation. This is confirming they're really about to get deep with you. It's your decision if you want to give this a chance. You can see the progressive energy. You might. And it's funny because I always say you need to present as new. So you need to believe in their new version. And you yourself, they need to believe in your new version. But this could make you actually maybe want to move on. And I find this a lot as you guys are coming into true union. A lot of you guys really do reject that energy for quite a while because you don't feel safe. And until you really believe the change in energetic alignment of one another, it's like your energy, I don't want to say the word repulse. It's like you push them away because internally you're not in complete alignment. Okay, so there might be a part of you that through whatever's coming, you can't get past how you're going to react to this. So it wouldn't surprise me if you end up being a collective. It's kind of like enough's enough. Last one. And your very last card that flew, it'll be up to you. I do think you'll eventually get here when you see the effort, but I do think the right collective, you're really going to be on the fence. That was beautiful. That reading was just both of your parts completely shifted. That was good. Whoa, 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 whoa. So that initial near the phone, H, could be that, whoa. And then that just flew to that split like that. I doubted this relationship because you were too good to be true. Are you real or are you just a mirage? That split on that for a reason. As soon as I said H. Citrine, Libra, but good luck, good fortune, that's coming. The veils are finally shifting, but the shackles are coming off. That's very rare that one comes out. Broken ring, you could have just broken a ring. Or maybe this person, breaking the cycle. But I'm literally seeing it breaking the cycle finally. You're protected, remember that. Pineapples, they could be important. You could be eating pineapple or getting into pineapple juice. You got another H here. So H, W, N, J, N, O, P, and B initials. Lapis lazuli, communication. You could have just bought a lapis lazuli. Eye of Ra, Eye of Horus, ancient Egypt, Egyptian mythology, but luck and protection by your side. You could have that as a tattoo. This person could. 5 cents, transformation. This one's 2020. So, wow. This could have been from 2000. Your spiritual journey, which isn't that long, let's be real, but 2020 as a year would have been important for this collective. Sage, protect your home. The baby pearl, you did get a double child card. Nature, you got the nature angel over you. Connect to nature and sign. The hot chili pepper, Italian charm of protection, but I see this is a rapid moving charm. You could have just had some chili food too. Burnt sage, your evil eye part, and then white candle. You could have a white candle going. You could read candle wax. You could be a scry. You could read candle flames, get imagery out of them. Okay. Birthdays, angel numbers, important dates. 69 angel number, 20 number, 1111, 17th of the 12th, 66, and then 69. Okay. That's really good. I see that angel number 69, yes, as a 20 number, the yin and yang, but also as, it reminds me a lot of Wheel of Fortune. It's about good and bad luck. Oh, that one fell. That's not meant to be on the table. 17 again, 17th to the 1st. So you could be seeing 717 or 171 or 711. You could be watching. You could have just went to a 711. 234 or 432. You could be watching this at 432 or 234. 12th of the 3rd, 3rd of the 12th. Or 12th of the 4th, 4th of the 12th, 24th of the 1st, 24th of the 3rd. All right. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day.